I've always wondered why Alaska belongs to the United States instead of Canada, given their geographical adjacency. Maybe you've asked yourself the same question. Actually, it's not just a wild fantasy, it was almost a possibility. Imagine if the breathtaking glaciers, shimmering auroras, and rugged wilderness of Alaska were part of Canada today. However, history proved otherwise. In 1867, the United States purchased Alaska from Russia for $7.2 million, a move that many ridiculed at the time, calling it Seward's folly. Alaska's vast natural resources and strategic location have made it an invaluable asset for the US. But why didn't Canada, or rather Britain, which controlled its foreign policy at the time, make this deal instead? Was it a missed opportunity of monumental proportions, or a prudent decision given the circumstances? To understand why Canada didn't buy Alaska, we need to step back into the world of the 1860s. Canada, as we know it today, was in its infancy. The Dominion of Canada had just been formed in 1867, and its government had limited autonomy under the British Crown. Foreign policy decisions, including territorial purchases, were firmly in the hands of Britain. At the same time, Russia was eager to sell Alaska. The Russian Empire was struggling financially and feared losing the territory to Britain in a future conflict. Selling Alaska to the United States was seen as a way to gain funds and strengthen ties with a growing power in the Americas. The United States, on the other hand, was driven by its belief in manifest destiny, the idea that it was destined to expand across North America. Alaska's vast land and strategic position were appealing, even if many Americans initially dismissed it as a frozen wasteland. For Russia, selling Alaska to the US rather than Britain was a calculated move to prevent strengthening its rival. Several factors explain why Canada or Britain didn't pursue the purchase. First, economic constraints played a significant role. At the time, the Canadian territories were sparsely populated and economically limited. Investing $7.2 million, a substantial sum in the 19th century, in a remote, icy wilderness seemed impractical. Britain, too, was not keen on spending resources on what it perceived as an unnecessary acquisition. Instead, it prioritized its colonies in Asia and Africa, which were seen as more lucrative and strategically important. Second, there was a lack of foresight about Alaska's potential value. The gold, oil, and rich fishing waters that would later define Alaska's economy were unknown or underestimated at the time. To many, Alaska seemed like a frozen expanse with little to offer. Finally, there were geopolitical considerations. Britain's relationship with Russia and the United States was complex. Acquiring Alaska might have strained these relationships further, and Britain likely calculated that avoiding potential conflict was a safer course. Let's entertain an alternative history. What if Canada had acquired Alaska? The benefits could have been as vast as the territory itself. Imagine Canada's economy fueled by Alaska's oil, gold, and fisheries. Canada might have traded maple syrup for fish tacos long ago. The natural beauty of Alaska could have become the cherry on top of Canada's tourism industry, giving Banff and Jasper some serious northern competition. Strategically, owning Alaska would have made Canada the ultimate Arctic heavyweight, giving polar bears dual citizenship and adding more moose to its already impressive collection. But let's not get carried away. Governing and developing such a remote and frosty frontier would have been no picnic, unless you enjoy picnics at -40 degrees Celsius. The young Canadian economy might have buckled under the weight of managing its icy treasure chest. And during World War II, maintaining Alaska would have required a lot more than just Tim Hortons and hockey spirit. It would have needed substantial resources, infrastructure, and a whole lot of grit. For the United States, the purchase of Alaska turned out to be a masterstroke. The discovery of gold during the Klondike Gold Rush in the late 19th century and later the vast oil reserves transformed Alaska into an economic powerhouse. Its strategic location proved vital during World War II and the Cold War, serving as a defense outpost against potential threats from the Pacific. Today, Alaska's pristine wilderness and unique culture make it a beloved destination for tourists and adventurers. Would Canada have been able to realize the same potential? It's a question that fuels endless speculation. Hindsight often makes us see opportunities missed, and the decision not to buy Alaska can feel like one of those moments. Yet at the time, the choice seemed practical. For Canada and Britain, the financial and geopolitical risks outweighed the perceived benefits. Still, it's hard not to wonder, what if history had taken a different course? How would Canada's identity and global standing have changed with Alaska as part of its territory? What do you think? Was it a missed opportunity, or did Canada and Britain make the right call? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Pearls of Time for more intriguing stories from history. We'll see you in the next video.